Hey there, YouTube friends. Chetter here, back with another video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me for this video. Today I'm making a review of the 2024 movie called Civil War. So I watched Civil War on HBO Max. I know it's available on other streaming services, but I watched it on HBO Max. I am going to try to keep this review spoiler-free. It will be free of spoilers. I'll make sure of that. I'll just lightly discuss what the movie's about and then just tell you my rating and if I suggest or recommend the movie. So I watched the movie on HBO Max, and because the movie is called Civil War, I was expecting more of a standard war movie, just depicting or about an American Civil War. And the movie is not so much about the Civil War itself. The Civil War is just uh, part of the setting, if that makes sense. What the movie's more so about is the terrors and struggles of frontline war journalism. Because the movie follows a team of these war frontline journalists led by Kirsten Dunst and a new recruit that they just recruit along the way. This new recruit, by the way, looks like a child. I looked up the actor, and she's not a child, but I swear it looked like a high school kid watching the movie. But the movie follows this team of not investigative journalists, it's war frontline journalists as they are making their way to a destination and photographing the war along the way. And that is more what the movie's about, not the war itself. Because when the movie starts, the Civil War has already been happening. It's is brought up lightly on terms of what's going on, but the Civil War is just part of the setting of the plot. So what I really enjoyed in the movie was its depiction of these frontline journalists and frontline journalism, because that's really what the movie's about. Is these characters in this team following different occurrences of war interaction, and then the team photographing these shootouts. And the sequences of events that I really liked that was shown in the movie is there might be a shootout happening, an action scene happening. One of the journalists pulls out their camera and takes a photo of the action happening, and what happens is it cuts to the action. You're shown the action, then you're shown the photographer, and then you're shown the photograph that they took. And it's just cool filmmaking. It's a cool sequence of how it shows. It kind of puts you, it really puts you into that perspective and just opens up your eyes a little bit to the photos that are being taken. And it just made me think a little bit more about the war photos that I've seen. And every time you see a photo, it's just a still image, and you are seeing an event, but it's hard to imagine sort of the real-time action that's happening, that's going on before and right after and during the photo is taken. And the movie kind of shows that in an interesting way. It shows the struggles and the dangers of frontline journalism, and that was interesting to see. What I did not really like in the movie was its depiction of violence, or the violence that it showed. It'd be wrong, it's incorrect to say that the movie is pro-Civil War, but the movie, with the action that it showcases the action in more of an exciting and cool way. And it felt like the movie missed a chance to show the horrors of a possible American Civil War. You know, if a Civil War were to break out, everybody has family that would be on both sides and that live across different states, and it would be incredibly messy in that way, where there'd be so much family drama involved. And the movie doesn't really show any of that. It's not about the actual terror of an American Civil War happening. It's about the journalists and their struggle to film or photograph the war, I should say. The movie does partially address this with a line about journalism that says, it's a loose quote here. It says, "It's not up to the journalist to ask those questions. It's up to the journalist. The journalists are only there to take the photos and for the viewers to ask the question. So which makes sense. It gives insight to the journalist's job. Their job is to go in there, get the raw photo, and not feel anything for the death around them. They're just trying to take the best photo that they can to get it out to the media so the public can see what's happening. So it's a bit of a cold perspective, but that's what they have to do to get their job. And so the movie touches that it's not going to be pro or anti Civil War, but it missed its chance to show the violence in a really scary way, because I think it'd be really, really scary if America broke out into any sort of war action. And in this movie, you don't get anything like Saving Private Ryan or some of the horrific war scenes that you've seen. There are some dead soldiers, and there is death shown, but it's either shown in just a cold taking a photograph way, or when it's action, it's a bit exciting. It's a bit, I thought, thrilling. At times it felt like a Call of Duty or just a modern war video game with the action that was playing out. It was really exciting and not at all scary or worrisome. And it led to just me feeling these bizarre, unsatisfied feelings like, oh, this is the violence that it's going to show. It's okay with showing this, and perhaps it's just showing you to ask these questions, but it didn't really ask it, and it didn't really show the scenes of violence in that way. It just left me just feeling bizarrely unsatisfied, and it felt like the movie missed its chance to show the violence I guess it was trying to show, or it may not have even been trying to show it. Maybe it was just trying to show the journalism side of things. There were also a couple of really dumb sequences too that just really disrupted the movie, particularly one that towards the end that it just felt stupid. It felt very stupid in the middle of everything that was happening, and I kind of couldn't believe what was happening as this was happening out. It's like in a horror movie when you're seeing a bad idea play out and you're like, okay, well, this is stupid. Why would anyone do this? Why would anyone jump naked in the lake? Why would you do that? Why would you make this stupid choice? And some stupid choices in the middle of a civil war lead to some stupid consequences. And it's annoying to see that in movies, because it felt like there could have been time for these terror sequences I'm talking about, where it could have shown more people being torn apart by the fact that there's a civil war happening. So don't go into the movie expecting the morality of a civil war, being questioned. None of that is shown or asked. It's just shown what's more brought to your attention is the struggles and the terror of frontline journalism. Overall, the movie feels a lot like an episode or a two-parter of The Walking Dead, but a decent one. Not The Walking Dead at its worst. The Walking Dead one's decent. You get some good sequences mixed with some really dumb sequences that just stretch out, and it feels a bit like of a missed opportunity. You had something great, you could have done more with it, but it's okay. Overall, I give the movie a C because I think it's okay, but I don't think you need to see it. That's my take on it. I thought it's okay. So if you have access to Max, it's not a bad movie to turn on, but you don't have to go out of your way for it. It's okay. If you have any comments about the movie or about my review, then leave them below. But other than that, thank you for joining me for this video review. I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Thank you again for joining me. Take care. Goodbye.